Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna prove the law of cosine. So here we have the equation with the law of cosine. A squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine theta is equals to c squared. So we have here a triangle with sides a, b, and c with an angle theta here. So we're gonna prove this equation. So from our triangle, we will put an altitude here. We will call this an h. Then this side b is now divided into two parts. So let's call this x. So if this is b and this is x, so we now have b minus x. Now we are now creating two right triangles. This triangle a, x, and h, and the other one is c, h, and b minus x. So by Pythagorean theorem, we will now have a squared is equals to h squared minus x squared. So let's solve from h squared will be a squared. So from our right triangle, we now have a squared is equals to h squared plus x squared. So solving h squared is equals to a squared minus x squared. So this will be our equation 1. So on the other right triangle, we now have c squared equals h squared plus b minus x squared. So solving for h squared, we will have h squared is equals to c squared minus b minus x squared. So we now have equation 2. So let's equate equation 1 and equation 2. So h squared is equals to h squared. So from equation 1, we now have a squared minus x squared equals, from our equation 2, c squared minus b minus x squared. So let's expand this b minus x squared. So we now have c squared minus b squared minus 2bx plus x squared. So on the left side, we now have a squared minus x squared. So again, a squared minus x squared equals c squared. Then this will be minus b squared plus 2bx minus x squared. So minus x squared minus x squared, so this will be cancelled out. So we will now have a squared is equals to c squared minus b squared plus 2bx. So put b squared and 2bx on the left side of the equation. We will now have a squared plus b squared minus 2bx is equals to c squared. So what about x? So from here in our triangle, again, if we take a look on the left side of the triangle, we now have a right triangle A. We will now have a triangle of A, H, and x, and now we now have our angle theta. So using cosine of theta is equals to adjacent over the hypotenuse. Adjacent is our x, and our hypotenuse is a. So solving for x, we will now have a cosine of theta. So let's plug a cosine theta in here. Now we will have a squared plus b squared minus 2b a quantity a cosine of theta equals c squared. So we will rewrite this equation. We will now have a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of theta equals c squared. So there, we now prove the law of cosine. If you have questions, comment down below and we can answer it. Thank you.